What is going on, everybody? See if we are live. We are live. Excellent. Discord now, and we can get going. Pull up the Twitter chat as well, of course. Naturally. Cool. All right. Copy this link here. Share. Some good value, I think, potentially. All right, what is going on, everybody? How we doing? Show the chat here. Yo, what's going on, my brother? Got some viewers on Twitter here. Sweet. Yeah, we're looking at Thursday night football tonight. Bills at the Texans, playing in Houston. Make sure we're good. I should probably put this screen up instead. That was kind of stupid. All right. Yeah, so as usual, this is the HOF live stream for Thursday night football. Got a good slate here today. Excited about. Found some decent straights as well as some parlay pieces. So we're going to go over those here. And then, as always, if you guys have any picks for me to take a look at as well, more than happy to drop them in the chat. We'll take a look. So with that, getting right into it. First of all, looking at the matchup, Texans, really good defense. Both passing and rushing defense is solid. Same thing for the Bills, but the Bills really have one area where they are strong at, and that is pass defense. Rush defense, not so much. So the first, what up, everybody? Everybody pulling them now. What's up? So the first one I would look at, I sent this in our Discord earlier, but it was either Marks or Chubb. I want to show you the Chubb one first. So with that, I was looking at a line of 15 rush yards. Odds went down a little bit, but as we see, covered in literally every single game so far this year. Yeah, he did only get 3 carries last week, but that was, it didn't just low volume overall for both running backs. If they get the ball moving on the ground with both Marks and Chubb, I see, it takes like maybe 3 or 4 carries and he gets to this point. So that would be my kind of my parlay piece there. I didn't even show that tab. My fault. Yeah, so covered in every single game so far this year. Rush yard, 31st when it comes to the Buffalo rush defense. Obviously, good matchup there that we like. So I was loving that one there. Anyways, back to the other guys here. I think let's look at the carries and targets. So carries, targets, both solid. Chubb still getting like decent amount. I think Woody Marks, his lines were a little bit too high for my liking, but still a great matchup there. But anyways, the other one I like is Xavier Hutchinson. So wide receiver for the Texans. Not the wide receiver one. Obviously Nico Collins is there, but he's right below him in the depth chart there. This line of 20 is good for plus money, potentially for a straight. 10, also solid parlay piece as well. But what I saw that I liked is the receptions. At 2+ receptions for Hutchinson, who has covered this in 89% of games so far this season, basically all but one, we're still getting this for plus money. I mean, the edge is immense here. It's really solid. Even for wide receiver twos, we see here against Buffalo, Sterling Shepard got to that point. Demario, Tyreek Hill, all those guys in there. So great, straight piece that I was liking earlier. Probably won't throw this into a parlay. Could do the 10 receiving yards maybe as a parlay piece, but I think two receptions is a great point there. I honestly wouldn't even be opposed to throwing this in the parlay. So let me throw that first one in there, Chubb, and then we'll look at the other one. But see what homie said. He said, I keep seeing Josh Allen, James Cook, Woody Marks, and both defenses with feels like an under. Not entirely sure what we're talking about there. But I think there is definitely strong potential, at least for a first half under. So with that, on that note, I want to show you guys what I saw on the first half under. Kind of got burnt last week on the Lions first half. Bad weather there. Not much we can do about it. But look at the first half on the period stats on HOF. I'm going to go over to total points here, and I'm going to go over to under, and then we'll look at some lines here. So we're going to look at this line is what I liked at 28.5. That's 2 touchdowns a piece or 3 and 1. Yeah, what we're liking here is that this has a solid hit rate as well as 70% over the year. If I throw some filters on it, let's see what happens. We'll do a opponent defensive ranking who is up there at the top. Wow, they actually covered both of them. I was not expecting that. Look at bad opponents. The worst the opponent, though, the bottom 50%, this is cashing pretty easily. How about away games? Away games is cashed in all 4 away games for the Bills. Again, this is a really strong defense. A Bills offense that is kind of really explosive or tends to lack a little bit. So, could go either way here. I think just with this defense, especially with the pass yards here, not really like elite running back in Woody Marks. I think this is a solid move. So we'll do that as our second leg as well. Higgins, 20 yards, minus 209 outside of the Denver game. It's a cash. Interesting. Also, I saw some here saying Keon Coleman is getting benched today. It's kind of crazy. He had like a pretty decent start to the year, but yeah, he's getting benched, which certainly is something. But anyways, our friend Amazon is on Jaden Higgins today. So let's take a look at Jaden Higgins for what he said. He said for 20 yards. We're going all on the Texans. I don't know if I love this. It is okay. The matchup is pretty good for wide receivers. 20 yards, solid odds there. Pretty good hit rate. His last 2 games, 7 targets each, and then 8 the one before that. I feel like before we take kind of like a wide receiver 2, we should look at the usage share real quick. So targets. Higgins is 4th there. So, or actually he's tied for 3rd there. Oh, actually they're all tied for 3rd there. So we had Hutchinson, or we didn't actually. But it was Higgins or nobody like a Nico Collins. I mean, this is the man right here. Nico Collins. Yeah, I guess it is kind of chalk. The 20-yard line is a lot easier to hit. He mentioned let's do some filters with Davis Mills, who is the newer quarterback. All right, yeah, I love this. So it is the last 2 / it's the last 4 games right here that Davis Mills have been playing in, consistently getting targets, getting those receptions. How about like a few catches? Oh, how about this though, Amazon? What do you think about receptions only? Like 2 or 3. It seems like the value is a little better here than the yards line. Yards was minus 209. I mean, it's not bad, but if we looked at the receptions here, Okay, yeah. I mean, either we go 3 or receiving yards. I think both are pretty good. Yeah, both are looking pretty solid. 20 plus. Let's see what the odds we're getting are. Should be around like plus 150-ish. Open that bit up in FanDuel. See where we're at. We are at, all right, try this again. We are going to be at, should be like plus 150-ish. Plus 170. That's pretty good. I think this is a solid point to be at. I do want to look at some Buffalo players real quick. Let's look at, I mean, James Cook. Like, how could you not look at James Cook? Even for anything, his lines are probably too high, but include James Cook here. $80, 70. How about both combined yards? 70. Yeah, that's way too chalk. And even then, it's not cashing like that. So, yeah, I think this is a good call not to put him in there. 10. I mean, 10 receiving yards is not bad though. I could definitely see him getting 10 receiving yards, like a little two dump offs. If the defense is good, let's do some pass defense ranking. So as you go up, I mean, some games, those middle games, he doesn't get a catch, but when he does get a catch, he goes for 10 plus usually. Could see it against a good pass defense where Josh Allen might need to dump it off. So we'll keep that in mind. We're going to look at the rush yards for Josh Allen, which our friend Silent Flow mentioned. Shout out Silent Flow for that pick there. As well, if you're watching on Twitter, feel free to drop a message in the Twitter chat as well. I'm got that pulled up so we don't miss any picks around here. But anyways, Josh Allen rush yards. Oh, I like this one. I'm always a fan of Josh Allen rush yards. I think 20 is probably pretty good. Let's see other quarterbacks against this. Cam Ward, 33. Trevor Lawrence, 35. Bo Nix. So 3 in a row, all over 30. Even 20 is pretty good. We could go 25 potentially, get some better odds there. Yeah, so 31, 40 yards there. This should bring us to like plus 220, 250-ish range for those three. Last three we've gotten there with these. Josh Allen for 200 pass yards. Yeah, the hit rate is solid, but let's see. I mean, it's 3 in a row that haven't cashed. None of them are on the Bills level, to be fair. What do you mean the last 3 teams I've got there, bro? Is that an under? No. Last 3 teams I've got there. My brother, they have not. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, I think this is probably gonna hit as well. I do like the rush yards a little bit better. At like 20. The odds aren't gonna be good at 20. They are good at 25. That being said, we're at kind of the three legs where it's kind of a tipping point there with how often we cash. I feel like we're a lot more consistent with the 3-leggers than with the 4-leggers. However, let's see. With all 4 legs in there, let me check what odds we're getting from FanDuel. We're getting plus 260. So yeah, right in that plus 250 range that I mentioned. So those 4, Chubb, and then the first half alt under, Jaden Higgins 20 plus and Josh Allen for 20 plus. That is going to bring us to plus 260. We have a combined hit rate of, let's see, 46%, it looks like. Then that's over the whole season. Get the last 5 only, that actually goes down a little bit. Last 3 also goes down a little bit. I think that's more so on this kind of middle prop here, the first half under. But if I do like opponent ranking, we'll see how that changes things. Doesn't really change things that much. So that's the 4 legs there. We're getting plus 260 again for these 4 picks. It is on FanDuel, but I think those are pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, I'll probably lock this in right here, right now. With this here, I don't feel that confident about an anytime touchdown parlay today. I think there are some straights that are worthwhile. Josh Allen probably going to get a touchdown today, running one in. James Cook is the other one, probably going to get a touchdown. But it's just like they're both minus money, not really worth it that much, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think fade those. The other one would be like a receiver, so either Nico Collins or also Woody Marks too. Woody Marks plus money still. He's going to get a lot of those carries. And then I think Hutchinson maybe. I mean, this is for the hit rate this season. He scored twice. It's at plus 900. Like, that seems a little off there. Which quarter will be most productive, second or third? Good question. We can check that directly on HOF. I'm going to apply some of those quarter filters. So let's look at the third quarter first. For the Buffalo Bills here, I'm going to do team points for the Bills. Let's look at that. It looks like they typically do score a touchdown there in the – oh, wow. Didn't even know the third quarter team points is a prop on Hard Rock. Look at that. Which, by the way, new sports books. So if you are joining us from Florida, if you're joining us from like any of those DFS only states, we did add Novig, we added ProfitX, we added Fanatics, and Hard Rock. So now you should be covered for the most part across any books. Shout out our awesome dev team as well, bringing you guys those books. Highly requested, and they delivered. So if there's any other features, let us know there. We need 13 likes for the 13 watching. Facts. Well, let's get some likes on the video now. If y'all are liking it, let's get that up to 10 likes. 10 likes, and we'll do a giveaway with this plus 253, plus 260 range here. But let me look at the fourth quarter real quick, as our friend mentioned. Bills definitely are a little bit more hit or miss in the fourth quarter, but the last 2 games they have clutched up probably a touchdown and 2 field goals there. The third quarter, it was like more consistently just getting a touchdown, as we see here. Most games they're scoring a touchdown. But besides that, let's look at the Texans real quick. Same thing here. I'm gonna do the third quarter and fourth quarter. Third quarter team points, kind of up and down there. Whether or not as consistent. I mean, I don't blame them. It's the Texans. Fourth quarter, a little bit less productive. So I think for consistency's sake, third quarter is probably going to be a little bit better, productive rather. Fourth quarter, it looks like, at least on the Texan side of things, maybe struggling late in the game. That being said, they did score 26 in the fourth quarter against Jacksonville. That's insane. But yeah, so that's kind of the take on which quarter there. Hopefully that helped a little bit. First half or second half, kind of similar. So second half is definitely the more consistent one for the Bills. However, in the first half, last 4 games, they've been doing their thing for sure. Cooking in the first half early and often. But in away games, though, let's see, third quarter, fourth quarter. Yeah, so this is potentially a good live bet situation if the Bills do find themselves down at any point, like in the first half. Don't really expect that too much, but if they do, You can take them probably in the third or fourth quarter there. They do have more productive or consistent second halves there. So just another thing to note. But yeah, that being said, back to our parlay over here, plus 260. Let me see if there are any boosts here. Looks like there is on this one. Let's see. Got a nice little boost. Hopefully, there it is, 30%. What's my limit? I don't know. What is my limit? Can I do 20? Oh, 10. $10 limit. Yeah, I might as well, I guess. To win 30. So that's 3 of you who will win $10 if we cash this. It is boosted. I have a limit, so but with that boost, getting a big edge on the play. Lock that in here. I'll post it here in the Discord. We got our picks there, but yeah. Touchdown jackpot. How do I get out of this page, bro? Oh, okay. Dr. MVP. He said like McDonald's. I'm loving it. That's awesome. It's gonna be a touchdown jackpot. Yeah, no worries. Glad you guys were able to join. In terms of the touchdown jackpot, low key, I could see Josh doing it. First touchdown. I think like if they have a pretty solid first few drives, might be tough to hammer it in with James Cook. Probably James Cook or Josh Allen would be my guess. And then as for the last touchdown, I think from what we were seeing on the Texans, like fourth quarter team points, you know what? Let's see. So we can go using the roster page on HOF, looking at the current season, and then the fourth quarter, we can actually tell who is getting the ball in the fourth quarter, how many targets they are. So Nico Collins is getting it, Dalton Schultz, and then Kirk is getting. They're all three up there. And then on the Bills side of things, let's look at the roster page. So period, fourth quarter, away games. See there. Keon Coleman, surprisingly, there in away games. And then Khalil Shakir is getting there for sure, targets wise. Gabe Davis, sleeper. Let's look at Gabe Davis real quick. Does he have lines? Oh, this is his first game back last. Did he score? He didn't score. It's plus 550. That's pretty nuts. He hasn't scored yet this year, which, to be fair, did get 4 targets, 1 target in the red zone there. I use drafters, unfortunately. They only use over or under. Does that DraftKings? Yeah. Yeah, Gabe Davis here. I think this is good value for what it's worth. He obviously hasn't scored. Only scored once last year as well. That is a little tricky, but he did get that red zone target, which is key, very key, getting that red zone target. Yeah, though I like the read. Obviously, this is a singles play. Take it as a straight. But roster page is absolutely great for things like this, where you want to look at who is getting the ball in the fourth quarter or the second half, things like that. Or alternatively, the first quarter. So we were saying targets, red zone targets. Gabe Davis last game also got a lot of those targets. Kincaid is out. Coleman is benched. So it's I think between Davis and Shakir, maybe Palmer as well. But Shakir is definitely the most consistent there for an anytime. Plus 300 also. I'll probably take this. I think it's good. Yeah, I think this is a good one. So Shakir, I think the value is better on Davis, but Shakir has the better hit rate and is definitely getting those targets. 6.1, although not many red zone targets. So slightly concerning. I'll probably sprinkle on them both is what we're thinking. But yeah, that's what we're doing anytime. Probably not going to do an anytime touchdown parlay today. I could see a low scoring game. It could be in the game script there. So we'll wrap it there. Well, this is the parlay on the right side here. We got plus 260 for it. Good edge. Actually, we got plus 330 for it with the boost. So even bigger edge there. And then we'll talk a little bit in the Discord NFL channel about who we're liking for that touchdown jackpot. So with that, we'll wrap up the stream. Thanks everybody who joined. We'll be running this back a little bit more regularly now. It's my bad. Been slacking a little bit on it. We've been busy over here at HOF bringing y'all the latest updates, but it's time. We're in that season. We'll do some NBA as well. Make sure to stay tuned and take care. Good luck, everybody. See you next time. Peace.